Well, let's talk some baseball first. We're talking baseball. It is the postseason in Major League Baseball right now, and the Nationals steamroll the Cardinals. They sweep that series. As we're sitting here talking right now, ALCS between the Yankees and the Astros has been put on hold by weather. But Cedric, I mean, I think it is a little bit cool. I haven't watched a ton of baseball to this point. I'm starting to kind of catch the postseason bug. But to see Washington, D.C. have a baseball team back in the World Series, this is the first time since 1933 that a team from D.C. has been in the World Series. It's been a minute since that's happened. I think that's kind of cool to see a team that has had struggles get back to this point. And this is the Expos, the old Expos that have now made the World Series. You got to kind of like that storyline out there.
I do. And you know, how great for DC. What a great year for DC sports. I mean, the Washington Nationals are in the World Series. The Washington Mystics won the WNBA championship. The Washington Redskins, I should have stopped on the second one, Jen. Forgot that the Redskins were struggling. Even the Maryland Terps are falling on hard times. But let's not let that defray what's been a great story. Yeah. They get rid of Bryce Harper and make it to the World Series. That makes no sense at all. Yeah. It just goes to show you that in baseball, a team that believes in itself and gets timely hitting and timely pitching and gets hot at the right moment, because it's a long season, Jen. Yeah. Let's call it what it is. It's a long season. Next season starts in like 3 weeks. I mean, that's how long baseball season is. So the team that can get it done in those levels and come together at the right time of the year can make special things happen. And they're going to be right there. And the Cardinals, they didn't show up. No, yeah, the Cardinals really got blitzed. I don't know how Cardinals fans feel, but the way those first games went, you almost thought, just have the sweep so you can get done with it. I mean, the pitching that the Nationals threw out there, unbelievable stuff. Obviously, they're hitting. They, even in Game 4, they get a huge 7-run first inning that, puts the Cardinals behind from the get-go. That's the type of thing that when it comes to postseason, but you got to have the pitching, and that's really where you see teams like the Nationals obviously elevating. The Astros trying to get back into that series against the Yankees, sending out Garrett Cole. He obviously great arm. Game 3 steamrolled through the Yankees. And Cedric, the Astros have really become one of those teams, along with the Dodgers until they got bounced early. They had kind of become a team you could expect to make a run at the World Series. What's sort of the reaction amongst people down in your neck of the woods? Houston, not right next door, obviously, to Austin, but the Rangers haven't been very good. Are people catching Astros fever, or what's sort of the feeling amongst people down there? You know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't feel any buzz in Austin about the Astros. They're filling up Minute Maid Park, and I started watching baseball like 3 weeks ago. I'm one of those guys. I went to an Astros-Yankees game this year in Houston when I was in town and wrote on it. But besides that, it's just this is football season, and we're in the middle of the midway point of football. The Astros are a great story. Altuve, Correa, Garrett Cole's a man. If Justin Verlander's like, I'm the second best pitcher on this team, that tells you what you need to know right there. So they are a great story. They're a great team. AJ Hinch is the perfect guy for that job. But as far as moving the needle, I haven't seen the TV ratings. I assume since it's the Yankees that they're decent. Yeah. But you put if they were to play tonight go up against Thursday night football, Broncos Chiefs, they're going to get blown out of the water. Yeah. The NFL moves that needle, Jennifer, and it is what it is. I love the Astros. I love the fact that they're winning. I hope they win another World Series. But as far as the buzz in my neck of the woods, the only buzz I'm feeling is the hangover buzz from the fan base of the Texas Longhorns, who just got beat again in the Red River rivalry.
Yeah, too many corny dogs, too many funnel cakes. That buzz remains. Yeah, I have to admit, Cedric, I'm sort of the same way. I know there are diehard baseball fans that watch baseball all the time. I've got them in my immediate family, so I know they exist. But when you talk about sort of the regular season, especially, I think, as Cedric said, I'm the same way. I start to watch baseball more in the postseason when you've got games, series on the line and that sort of thing. But when it comes to the regular season, you're talking about regular season NFL games, regular season NBA games. I just think that there's such more broad interest as it relates to those two sports. And I don't know if it's the sports themselves, Cedric, or the marketing of the stars. I still contend, and I've said this for years, your major stars in baseball could walk through the door of a lot of places, even sports crazy places. And I'm not sure that people would know, they might recognize a Bryce Harper, but what about Steven Strasburg or Garrett Cole or some of these guys that are really fantastic baseball players? Would they be known? I'm not sure they would be. So is it a game problem? Is it about the game itself? Or is it about the star power and how Major League Baseball markets? I don't have an answer to that. But I'll tell you, I think it's the same way here, Cedric. I think if you look at TV ratings after a Thursday night football game, I think you're going to see a lot more eyes of people watching those NFL games than you are even Major League Baseball regular season games. And so I don't know what the answer is, but I know that that interest, to me, is just not as widespread.
You're right. And the fact that we're talking about it, if LeBron James or even Carmelo, who's not even playing, if Shaq or some guys like that walk through the room, people are going to go nuts. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I've seen a lot of baseball, but if Steven Strasburg walked into the Statesman, I'm not sure I would recognize him.
Yeah.
I don't watch. I just don't watch that much.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, Jen, it was different. I was a Cincinnati Reds fan, and baseball came on twice a week. And I could name the lineup from top to bottom: George Foster, Cesar Geronimo, Joe Morgan, Dave Concepcion, Tony Perez. I knew all those guys. And if they walked into my room, into my house when I was 8 or 9 years old, I would have known them.
Yeah.
But the tide has turned in our country.
Yeah.
And the old saying goes, baseball is America's pastime, football is America's passion.